First of all, you go in the foam pit, and then once you have it 100% or 98%, you feel quite comfortable. And now we have the airbag landing, so you can go on the airbag first, and when you feel safe on there, you go to dirt. But yeah, it's always like a big step, and once you tell yourself you're gonna do it today, then you just have to send it.
I'm so stoked to catch up with a good mate of mine for this latest episode of the Riders Lounge podcast, Hannes Ackermann, at his home just before he was about to go for a ride in the afternoon. I'm Steve Sommerfeld, your host for this FMX-only podcast. And before I get started, I want to thank my personal sponsors who I hope to repay the favour one day of getting back on the bike and doing what I should be doing. But until then, Custom MX Graphics, Motor X Oils, GB Orthopedics, DEP Pipes, Race Effects, and TCX Boots. I've also been working my butt off with the whole Night of the Jumps team, trying to get the World Championship and the Freeride MX World Tour back up and running as soon as there's a chance in these corona times and get it all behind us. We've got some huge news coming soon, so keep your ears to the ground on that. I'll definitely let you know about it here, but if you want to find out first, check out the Night of the Jumps Insta, Facebook, and web page as well for more up-to-date news. It was actually quite fitting that when I was interviewing Hannes yesterday, he still has that 5-litre mini keg of Rothaus Tannenzaepfle sitting above their outdoor kitchen from the day we both rode at that flight club competition in Biberach in the Black Forest region of Germany back in 2015. I'm actually going to give it to Hannes and his brother Luke. They knew they were going to kick everyone's backsides, so they just said they were doing a demo and let the rest of us battle it out for that first place trophy of the Tannenzaepfle. And perhaps if I didn't sandbag that win, I may never have even been in a position to work with this awesome German brewery in 2020 with this very podcast. So a huge thanks to Rothaus for supporting the Flight Club back then in 2015 and for me now in 2020. Before we get started with this fastest podcast interview I've conducted to date, we actually didn't have much time anyway, and I also know Hannes is a man of few words, so I'm very appreciative he took the time to have a chat about everything. But Hannes is one of those guys who really does help as much as he possibly can. Even before I lived in Europe, Hannes and his family were kind enough to let Clinton Moore and I come down way back, I think in 2013, when Clint was really pushing to break into that international FMX scene. And then after I moved here to Europe in 2014, I was practically driving most weekends from Berlin to the Ackermanns and riding with Hannes and Luke and anyone else who would turn up. So Hannes' parents, Dirk and Melita, pretty much became Mutti and Papa, and we were basically here all the time. I've been off the bike for a hell of a long time now, and I can't even remember the last time I was there with Hannes and the family, but it was definitely a cool drive, bringing back a lot of memories as we're cruising along those narrow roads into Niederdoller, the geographical centre of Germany, or Middle Earth, as they call it. Hopefully it's not too long until our next ride. Rock and roll. Hannes Ackermann, here we are. Sun's out, no wind, and we're doing an interview. You should be riding right now.
Yeah, it's not 2 o'clock yet, so we've got a bit of time.
We've got a little bit of time. We've got 37 minutes. This is going to be the fastest interview ever before we get going. How is it riding with the good weather finally in Germany?
Yeah, finally we can ride every day, and it's super nice today. So we're gonna go for some practice later.
Luke's finally having a ride with you. You guys ride a fair bit together, or you ride some days and he doesn't, and the other way around? I remember it used to be like that a few years ago.
Yeah, we pretty much ride together every day because you need someone watching you, and it's always him and me. So we're helping each other in the foam pit, and giving each other tips on tricks. So that works pretty good.
Do you tell him he looks awesome when he looks like shit?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, no, that was so good. You're like, I'm going to kick his ass next time. Like, if he goes the night of the jumps thinking that was good, I'm going to beat him.
Yeah. It's fun sometimes to make jokes and, fuck around.
Man, that foam pit. I remember I came here the first time with Clinton Moore. Must have been 2013.
Yeah.
And now it looks way bigger than when we first saw it. That was tiny. And Clinton shit his pants when he first turned up. He wanted to do some 360s, I think.
Yeah.
It was like
some
March.
vaults.
It was freezing cold before Berlin night of the jumps. And we just saw this foam pit and went, no way. He's just like, I think I'll just go to dirt in Berlin.
Yeah, in the end, he hit the foam pit, but he was scared to land on the bike, so he always jumped off.
That's right. Yeah.
And he had to climb out all the time, but got him warm that day.
Yeah, wet though. Wet
Yeah,
foam.
wet and warm, yeah.
Oh, man. That was crazy. You've done a lot of work down there, though. Looks so much better now.
Yeah, we've put some work in and filled the foam pit up so we can try bigger tricks. Yeah. We have an airbag landing now and quarter pipe landing, so small pit bike track, so there's everything we need.
Something for me.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking to come have a little ride with Hannes. He's like, come and jump the ramp. I'm like, nah. We've got a pit bike track. Yeah, maybe I could do that. And then I sliced my finger, so I'm not riding. So I'm out this time, but are we going to talk about that little video you sent me on the trials bike? Can we?
Nah.
No? Oh,
Nah.
secret.
Nah.
Secret squirrel from Hannes. Okay, so he's been trying some new tricks on a trials bike, but we're just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always secrets at the Ackermann house. That's the problem.
Yeah, but everybody does it like that. Like, no one knew what David was going to do at X Games, so he kept it a secret, and then he blew everyone's mind.
Yeah,
so.
fuck. What is it? Malachi.
Yeah.
The Malachi flip. Yeah, that was so gnarly.
Yeah, sickest trick.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So there's still some secrets here. Freestyle motocross in Germany, though. How did you get into it? We were just talking about this down there at the jumps about an hour ago. I actually am surprised that how young you were when you jumped your first ramp.
Yeah, I started riding in the age of 8 and did 2 years of motocross, and then I saw freestyle and I saw them giving it a go, and from the age of 10, I just basically did only freestyle.
10 years old jumping ramps.
Yeah, on an 85 third gear. Pretty much wide open.
That's so crazy. I think my first ever ramp I built, I was 19 or 20 or something.
Yeah.
So
started early.
I started late. Man, it's so crazy. So you did all that. You got into Night of the Jumps pretty early as well.
Yeah, I think I was 16 when I first rode Night of the Jumps. So
yeah. It's been a hell of a ride since you got in there, though, like to where we are now. You got into Night of the Jumps, though, but you had Fabi. Was Busty riding Night of the Jumps? Yeah. I guess he was a bit when you were still there.
Yeah, but only 1 or 2 years, I think.
So did you practice with guys like Fabi and Lucas Weiss and whatever, or?
At the beginning, I just practiced for myself and build a landing and a ramp. But then I went to Italy with Lucas a few times in winter.
Yeah.
So he came here and practiced with us. And
The 360 master.
yeah.
I still can't believe the pictures. Like,
He did some good ones.
he did some huge 360s back then. So you were getting in Night of the Jumps, but to get there, when we were just talking about with the foam pit, you were a bit of a foam pit warrior.
Yeah, of course.
Until I came here, I don't think I'd seen anyone ride a foam pit as much as you.
I mean, every time it's windy, we can't ride dirt. We go in the foam pit and try new stuff.
And it's always windy.
Yeah. But then it changed a fair bit. Like I rode more dirt and did all my big tricks to dirt. Yeah. But if you want to learn new stuff, you have to use the foam pit.
Wow.
You don't have to, but it's
your stuff, not my stuff. My stuff I don't need a foam pit for. I can keep going to dirt for my stuff. But So you're always in the foam pit. I guess when you built it first, it was pretty basic, and you've always built it up more and more and more. Tricks are getting bigger. Do you still enjoy going in the foam pit?
Not as much as I used to, but yeah, the foam pit is a safe way to learn like front flips, and we got so many new ramps like quarter pipes and everything. Like back in the days, there was nothing of that. It was just a super kicker and an 8-meter radius, but now the compound is full of different ramps.
Yeah, when we were down there before, I saw 3 ramps just off to the side, rusting away.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Melita just walking past here, Hannes' mum, doing some work. So why aren't you working? We're in the middle of Corona times. I thought you'd be helping your mum and dad with the flower business.
Yeah, I did the last few weeks, and yeah, now it's time to practice again and get ready for some events, hopefully in the close future.
Hopefully some new events, exactly. So how do you go? Like, this is one question I always thought, and I never did it because I was such a pussy going from foam to dirt when it took me 6 years. Like, I did 2 years at Shuey's place, 4 years with Clinton before I finally went to dirt. How do you learn a new trick that you can't practice at all on dirt? Like, you can't do half a front flip, you can't do half a flare or half a vault. What do you have to do mentally to go from the foam pit and go to dirt? Or is it just simply saying, fuck it, I am doing it?
First of all, you go in the foam pit, and then once you have it 100% or 98%, you feel quite comfortable. And now we have the airbag landing, so you can go on the airbag first, and when you feel safe on there, you go to dirt. But yeah, it's always like a big step, and once you tell yourself you're gonna do it today, then you just have to send it.
Yeah? And you do it every time that you say today is the day?
Yeah,
or have you had days where you've just gone backed out and went, nope, I'm coming back tomorrow?
Nah, like with the front flip on the cheetah ramp, I said to myself, yeah, today is gonna be the day where I put it to the airbag first.
Yeah.
So I did a few run-ups and felt good, and then just hit it, and yeah, it worked.
Far out. That's the one thing I can't do. Like, I have to do everything slowly on dirt. Like, backflip, okay, one hand, 2 feet off, try a C grab or whatever it is. Like, I go really slow on dirt. I can't just go from foam pit to dirt. It's nuts.
Like the backflip combos, you can do big, like huge in the foam pit, but once you go to dirt, you start slowly, like you said, like small C grab, and then you go bigger and bigger. So step by step.
But I'm just thinking though, you didn't have an airbag when you were doing vaults, like to take a vault to dirt. There was no airbag landing here. That was just dirt.
Yeah, that was dirt and was in China, so I was real scared.
Was that the first one?
Yeah.
Was in China?
Yeah. And yeah, I've practiced a lot for that event, and I learned one-hand C-grab flips and yeah, vaults. And that night I told myself, I'm gonna do it, and then I did too, and they were fine. I mean, the second one went into the Superman landing. But
oh, yeah, I remember.
But yeah,
you were just
I got
flapping around looking
yeah.
for the handlebars, and
so yeah, it was all good. And then the next two I crashed badly, so yeah, it is part of the game.
So you're at a 50%
Yeah.
strike rate with the vault.
Yeah, 2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. Oh man. So now you've got the airbag landing. Probably wished you had an airbag landing in Munich 2016.
Of course. Also, if we had an airbag landing there, I wouldn't have broke my back. So
yeah. Actually, before we talk too much about that crash, I wrote my little note here. You won Hamburg 2015.
Yep.
And I remember that lead up because that was when I first came over here. I was riding here with you a lot. Like that first year, I think 2014, I was coming down to Need a Dollar from Berlin a lot. Emma was here. We were riding so much. And I remember she was kicking your ass. I was kicking your ass a little bit too as well to get out of the foam pit and just ride dirt. And I remember because you had these big tricks, but the style just wasn't that great at the time. And then as soon as you start putting everything to dirt, and then you turned up neither jumps, you had that dirt experience, and you won. Like, you had the tricks to win, and then you won. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, that night was great. Like, I finished first, Luke was second, and I think Mark was third.
Oh yeah, Pignol. Yeah.
And yeah, I was comfortable with my tricks and felt safe, so just put them all together and no mistake in that run. So it worked.
Yeah, everything you had. Finally, it all came together in one run, and I remember everything just looked perfect.
Yeah.
So you would have felt on top of the world in 2015.
Yeah, that
kind of the end of the season, all right?
It was good year, yeah.
Yeah. And then we got to March 2016.
Yeah.
In Munich.
And I broke my back again.
And you broke your back. Fuck. So what happened? What was the problem with the trick? Why did the vault get so out of control?
I'm not sure. I went to Munich, like, I practiced a lot, and I came to Munich to win because I won Hamburg, and I had the vault, and yeah, I felt good, but I think I chose the wrong ramp again.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a bit long too, and then I got too far away from the bike, so there was no point getting back on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I landed on my ass and broke my back.
And that's it. Job done. And because that dirt in Munich at Night of the Jumps is every year, I guess it comes from the same place every year. And that dirt is so sticky and tacky. Like, I think if it was like kind of normal dirt, a little bit loamy or something, you would have probably slid maybe out of it. But that sticky dirt, you just stopped.
Yeah, I stopped, and yeah, it was long too, so I went far down the landing. So I think I landed on my ass from 12-meter height.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure that's going to break it back. Like,
it happens.
Yeah, exactly. But what do you mean, like, you chose the wrong ramp?
I don't know. Like, I felt good that day, but the ramp, I don't know, it was weird to jump. Like, felt pretty long. That's I guess why I went long too, because I guessed it too much.
Yeah.
And then just got out of control.
Far out. It's so gnarly. That was such a scary crash. Because I remember I was riding that event.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Don't remember too much about it. All I remember is going to see you in the ambulance, and off you went. Oh, fuck. Here we go again.
Yeah.
So that was the second time you broke your back, though?
Yeah.
You've done it before?
I've done it in, I think, 2007 in Italy.
Yep.
First show in the snow on spike tires, high sea level.
Yeah.
And just came up short and landed on my head and then compressed the bones.
In, what was it? T5, T6 or something you said before.
Something, yeah.
Bloody hell. So you've broken your back twice. 2016, shit year. Or at least March was shit.
Yeah. The next half year too.
And what happened? Because you kind of disappeared.
Yeah, like, I wasn't allowed to ride for half a year. And yeah, after that I had to come back, and I started easy, just learning all my tricks back and trying to keep up with the guys. But yeah, if you lose half a year, it's pretty much done for the season. So yeah, it took me a while to get back to where I was before.
Yeah.
And then learn new tricks on cheetah front flip ramp and trying to get flares done, but yeah, I'm not so good on quarter pipes.
No?
Nah. I've done a few to dirt, but they didn't come around like all the way.
Yeah.
So I crashed a few times there and kind of gave up on flares, but then I started again, and it was it's like a love-hate with the trick. Like, I don't know how to say it.
Because I remember you sent me some videos probably 3 years ago when you were getting back on, and flares looked pretty good in the foam pit, and then you went to dirt. Nope, didn't work. then
Yeah, I went back to the foam pit, tried different techniques, but yeah. Some days they work like 100%, some days just not at all.
yeah,
So you just do an egg roll or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty technical, hard trick for me.
yeah.
And yeah, not many guys are doing them, so there must be something wrong with it.
Yeah, it's a hard trick. It's technical, like to get it right.
Yeah, and on a dirt landing, like we have a soft landing for the quarter pipe, but
Yeah,
to send it to real dirt, it's different again. Like I said before,
yeah.
we can't put the airbag on that landing. So yeah, either you go or not.
Yeah, you do it or you don't.
Yeah.
Simple. So I know you were trying alley oops as well. I think,
I've done a few in the foam pit.
and I think you were first. You beat your brother to trying them in the foam pit, right?
No,
No.
nah, he did them before.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Then he didn't tell me about it.
yeah.
More secrets from the Ackermanns. I thought you were first.
Nah, it was kind of the same time we started. It was like, yeah, let's try one, and then he tried one, I tried one. Yeah.
You looked for me. I would say you looked better on the alley oop. I would say you looked like you had that down compared to the flare.
For me, it feels better and easier, but the rotation is super fast. So to land that, you have to be 1000%.
Yeah. Yeah. This year? Well, maybe not this year. Maybe next year.
I'm not sure.
Have you
I
been
will
working
see.
on them since? Like that was a couple of years ago.
No, I haven't tried
When I saw
them.
it.
I've tried some double flips and stuff. So,
Oh.
yeah, into the foam pit, of course.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why I switched to 450 to
Yeah.
get that more extra power. But
And it worked when you changed from 350 to 450.
yeah, it helped a lot.
Yeah.
Like I came around pretty good, but haven't worked on them since.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh no, you said you weren't riding foam pit today.
Nah.
Damn it! I wanted to see. I wanted to see some down there today. Would have been awesome.
Yeah, I don't have the right plastics on the bike.
Listen
Next
to
time.
it. Listen to it. It's all about the plastics on the bike.
Yeah, they always break.
Yeah. So do you and Luke push yourselves? Like you really push each other in the foam pit? Because that's
Yeah.
where it's going to happen, I guess. That's where your real rivalry is going to be. Is like who can just do the dumbest thing. Because I've seen Luke do some stupid things. Like
Yeah. It's always in the foam pit, and then we talk about the tricks, what's possible or how it can be done.
yeah,
But yeah, then the day will arrive where you have to try it, and sometimes it works, sometimes not.
yeah. Are there things that are just you thought, yeah, that's possible, and then you've got in the foam pit and went, no, not a chance. Like any tricks that you just know will never work?
Phew, it's a hard question because
Oh, that's what we're here for. We're here for the big questions.
I mean, usually you try tricks someone else has done, and then you know it's possible.
Yeah.
So you just have to work hard on it, or sometimes it's just one try and you got the trick. But yeah, most of it's hard work, and then a few hundred attempts in the foam pit, and yeah.
How many times can you jump in the foam pit a day? Or how many times do you jump in the foam pit per day?
Phew, I think maximum is 50, but then you're
50?
done. Yeah.
I think the most I've ever done was 10. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I can't do it anymore. I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's pretty hard because we can't stay on the bike because the crane is just too small. So
Yeah.
you always have to climb out, and when it's hot, the foam pit is even hotter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah, for sure. So there's no tricks yet that are impossible that you've found in the foam pit?
Not really. Like, you see all the guys doing the big stuff, like Tom and Sheeny and everyone. And yeah, or like David's Malachi flip. If you can imagine the trick, it could work, then it's probably possible.
Yeah. Got some secrets for this year?
Yeah,
Got some,
but I won't tell you.
got something? Well, you said you've been working on double flips. That's a good start. I'm glad we know that.
I've posted one on Insta.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't think I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my social media isn't too good. I'm not exactly an expert on that. I try and keep off it as much as possible.
Yeah.
But, okay, so you got some doubles. Would you ever do a vault to dirt again?
I've done a few again, but I'm not 100% sure. It depends on the setup, and I might try one again onto the airbag and then see if it works or not.
Yeah. If you get to the airbag, then do you start thinking about competitions?
Yeah, and then you might have to throw some again to dirt. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It depends. Yeah, depends on your mental health.
Yeah.
The setup has to be right, and otherwise it's just too risky.
You were saying just before about dirt diggers. That surprised me.
Yeah, because I saw the setup and the step up with the airbag landing looked so good, where Luke did his first double on dirt, like a dirt takeoff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wish that day I was there, but yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I was practicing at home, and then I think that day I did my first front flip on dirt, like on a cheetah ramp.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was that weekend.
Yeah.
Not quite sure.
So you thought that massive step up, maybe it would actually be good for a vault with the huge step up landing.
Yeah, it's kind of safe because
Yeah.
you don't fall too far.
Yeah.
And then with the airbag on it, I would have probably tried it.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe next year.
Maybe
next year. Then
Yeah.
if we can go back to that property, would be unbelievable. Like,
Yeah, that
so much
course
dirt.
looked sick.
So much dirt coming in. So hopefully next year, maybe we see Rothaus Ackermann doing a vault dirt to dirt. It'd be sick. So you've got your brother living directly across the road. I guess as the oldest Ackermann, and you were really pushing tricks. Like, you were coming up with all sorts of crazy stuff years and years ago. I don't know, like, it's up to you if you want to answer this, but I guess you would have pushed hard for a Red Bull helmet yourself, right? Like,
Yeah, for any like energy sponsorship, but I guess I'm too old.
is that the problem? The problem was you were too old?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure, but the things went good for me. Like, I have good solid sponsors and got heaps of shows and events done. So yeah, it's all good.
So I'm just thinking here with a little bit of sibling rivalry. So, okay, you've got your Red Bull helmet. I'm going to kick your ass anyway. Like, does that go through your mind sometimes? Like, do you have some brother fight sort of thing? And
Not really fighting. Like, we're brothers and good friends. So. Yeah, but like Hamburg, I won, so I proved it.
I know. I saw that. I was looking back at the photo the other day, and I saw, yep, there's Hunter standing on top, and Luke's second. And I thought, oh.
But yeah, he's so good now. Like, he has all the big tricks, like double flips, front flips, surfer, takeoff, tsunami, which is huge, and 360s. I think he has the flattest ones ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard to keep up because he's still a young gun and he doesn't sing too much when he rides. So yeah, that's the main thing. Like, I got older and a bit smarter.
Because why I'm thinking this is because you were doing a lot of these tricks 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I don't know if did you do a surfer takeoff, tsunami flip?
No.
But I remember, like, a lot of these tricks you started, but then you probably didn't keep going, or then you had your vault crash and everything like that, and then he's taken off. It's almost like you've paved the road. You built the compound. You started these tricks. It's kind of like the older brothers set.
Yeah, I started vaults, and then he started them. I couldn't get them, and one day it worked. So I was the first who done it in the foam pit. Then he learned them, and then Taka did his first Kali roll. Then we tried Kali rolls, tried this and that.
Yeah.
But then he learned flares, so I tried to learn flares too. But yeah, like I said, it didn't work.
He got it and you did it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can do tricks he can't, and it's the other way around.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool though to have that influence. Like every day, just push somebody.
Yeah.
And if it's your brother, I think it would be even better just to like.
Yeah, and then we sit together and talk about tricks and how to get them done, possibly. But yeah, and then it's schnick, schnack, schnuck.
Yeah? To see who goes for it?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that. But most of the time he goes first.
Yeah. That's good.
Now.
Send the younger one out. Go and try it. Yeah. Go nuts. So where to now for Hannes Ackermann? We're in 2020. You're fit and healthy, or as fit and healthy as possible after this problem in 2016. It took you a long time to get back to being pretty good. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel pretty good on the bike. Like, I feel safe. I've got pretty much all of my big tricks back and trying new stuff, and yeah, just keep on working.
Yeah.
It's just not so good with the coronavirus, but nobody can change that. And
yeah, exactly.
We hopefully have some events in the future.
Yeah. So would you say your plan for 2020 was to come back really strong at Night of the Jumps at the World Championships? Like, was your plan to get back to top 6 or to the podium or to win? Like, where's your mind at?
I mean, I told myself, like, it's really hard to win. Like, if you see Luke and Michael and everybody's doing really good. And yeah, top 5 would have been good, or top 6, like finals.
Yeah.
And I told myself to push this year again, like give it a last try.
Yeah. Well, you're not talking retirement.
No, but yeah, on being good, like
on
top 5 or whatever in World Championship.
Yeah. See how far you can get. I mean, maybe this is a good thing. We've got kind of the year seems to be done for events. We're still hoping for events in September. But if coronavirus changes that, then it does. But I guess now you've got time to practice more. And
yeah, that's true. But yeah, you have to motivate yourself every day. And then
is that hard now in coronavirus time to be motivated?
Yeah, kind of, because you're not seeing any events coming up. But yeah, it's our work and we live for the sport. So just keep going.
Good answer. I was gonna say. I mean, that's why we do it. We do it for fun, like, because you want to do it. So, yeah. I wish I was still doing it for fun. Like when I look today, what's the guy's name that was here today? Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
And he started on 14 meters with the ramp, and I just looked at that and went, nope, too big. Too scary. I'm not trying that. Dirkie! Malzheit. So Hannes' dad's just rolled in. Probably he'd had to dig another grave today.
Yep.
Oh. So
that's what he did.
That's the Ackermann job. Flowers and funerals. Flowers and grave digging. I remember the first time we did that road trip and I turned up and, Hannes, what do you do? Oh, I dig graves. Okay. Yeah, we're just doing a little interview, Dirkie. You want to jump in? No. Shada.
How are you? Everything's good?
Yeah, we're all good. We're just doing a little interview, so yeah, all good. Come back for lunch. Where were we?
I don't know.
Dirkie came in. Can't problem. All good. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's right. So this year, maybe coming into next year then. So I guess you'll still push it, try for next year then.
Yep, that's the plan.
Yeah. Maybe by next year, be like, nah, I'm going for the win.
We will see. Like, we have everything we need now, and it's kind of safe to practice new tricks and stuff. So there's a few things I want to get done.
Oh yeah,
and yeah,
like tricks or just different jumps or build different things or.
And mainly working on tricks.
Yeah,
like I want to land a double in my life.
Yeah.
So that's a big goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see when that happens.
And you had the front flips down pretty good on the cheetah.
Yep.
Until you had that crash in Hamburg last year or the year before.
It was end of last year.
Yeah. Do you want to go back to the cheetah ramps for the front flip, or?
I'm not sure where it will go. Like, it's the easiest way to do a front flip.
Because you were doing knacks and no hands when you turned up to Munich that time and just blew everyone away. Like, where the hell did that come from? Like,
yeah, that was a fun night too. And yeah, I came back for my first night of the jumps after the crash and made it straight into the final. So yeah, I was surprised, but hard work pays off.
Exactly.
And yeah, I had a few more tricks like combos on the front flip cheetah, but I think the best way to do it is like Jacko and Rob.
Yeah.
To do it on normal ramp, but yeah, that's a fair bit of work.
It's a bit different, hey?
Yeah.
Have you really studied what they do?
Yeah, I figured out they hit both brakes, and I think Jacko has a bigger front brake disc, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just doesn't look nice.
Yeah.
Like on a backflip, you can tell, okay, he's turning, but that always looks like
you don't know until
crazy,
that last bit of the rotation. Will they even land it? Will they get around or not? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks sick, and it's, I think, one of the hardest tricks to learn on a normal ramp. But yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember that time when we were at X Games? You almost had your first X Games. We were talking about this just a little bit last night, actually.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a plan to, like, were you always working on a trick to get to X Games? Is that something that's been in your mind, or?
No, I was just in for park, so I had my run.
For the freestyle run.
Yeah, freestyle run. I wasn't planned for being a best trick, so
yeah,
I just focused on that, and I was a bit upset that it rained and what got cancelled.
Yeah, that was what, Munich 2015, I think, or maybe 16 something.
So 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had your shot at X Games.
Yeah, and we sat all day together, like you, me, and Clinton, and I think watching other guys doing like skateboard and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we sat in the rain pretty much 1 week, and then it got cancelled, unluckily.
Yeah. You reckon you can get another shot back at X Games?
Pooh, I'm not sure about that, but would be cool to have at least one attempt, or don't know. We'll see what the future brings.
Yeah. Oh, let's see, hey. Well, we should probably get going because I think we're a little bit overdue, actually. It's 2:00. You said you had to go for a ride, and this was going to be the fastest interview ever. So I tried to, I think I put everything in there as fast as I could. And we'll go do some riding, hey? Well, you're going to do some riding. I'm just going to sit down and watch. So
I'll try.
Thanks very much for jumping in, mate.
You're welcome.
Too easy. See ya.
Bye-bye.
So that's a wrap. Unfortunately, it was a race against the weather and the wind beat the guys again. We ended up sitting down at the jumps just watching the trees blowing back and forth and deciding whether we should even just pull the kites out and start flying them instead. So I can't wait for the events to really get started again and see if Hannes's new tricks will put him back into the top 6, maybe on the podium, and hopefully back on top of the podium like he was back in Hamburg all those years ago. And actually, Hannes did let me in on a little secret just before I left. He's got a trick he wants to work on, which I had personally been wanting to try for about 7 years. Before then, I don't know, I think I was thinking about shows and having holidays and I never thought about it again. But I think he'll definitely be a lot closer to doing it than I ever would. He's got that right mindset, as you heard, and he just has that eye of the tiger. So let's just say, if he lands it, he'll be looking at an X Games gold medal. I want to thank the good people at Rothaus Breweries for keeping me hydrated throughout this podcast with the Tannenzaepfle alcohol-free beer. There's nothing that wets the whistle like a nice cold alcohol-free beer from Rothaus. And as people would know me, or most people that do know me, those words would never have come out of my mouth before. I don't even remember seeing alcohol-free beers in Australia, and I was blown away when I first moved to Germany and I noticed people were just drinking alcohol-free beers in a usual setting. And it's like they knew, okay, if I've got to do some work later on, I'll be fine. I'll have an alcohol-free beer instead. So I'm going to go out there on a limb and say I've actually been converted. It tastes just like the real deal, and I know it won't wreck the rest of my workday, which, to be honest, isn't that difficult. But, I'm just trying to be as professional as possible and doing my first real job here. If you enjoyed this interview, please subscribe to this podcast in whatever platform you're listening to it on and give it a nice big 5-star rating. Also, check out our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channels for special content, videos, and photos of each of my guests here. And speaking of work, I should probably get back to it. We've got some big news coming really soon with the new TIMX video game, and I can't wait to let you in on that one as well. I'm so stoked that I can drink a Tannenzaepfle and play video games and call both of them work. Catch you later.